me that my name will remain in the book of holies. Some of y'all changed and instead of going, you say you don't know when you're really knowing. Your life looking like another book of Jonah when you won't go once in the place you want. You're like, I was the Christ, bowed all down to the light, giving our praise to the race, living our days for the Christ. If you're really wondering why, we all got the vibe. The world might be in darkness, but I got the light. Like, I feel just like Baby Yoda. Ain't a flex, it's my daily yoga. They said I'd never make it out the grave. Now I'm doing what I love and I'm finally getting paid. Like, I feel just like Baby Yoda. Ain't a flex, it's my daily yoga. They said I'd never make it out the grave. Now I'm doing what I love and I'm finally getting paid. Like, when I was little, I wish I would grow up into a missile and then I would blow up. Newsflash, be grown up, but don't act like grown-ups. I got the light on my side, about to glow up. Hit you with the brain blast, call me Jimmy Neutron. They came and they asked when I'm gonna move on. Well,
One more song.
Okay. Not gonna cooperate here. Let's try one more time. Hello, folks. Just dialing in the cameras right now. Looks like the right one's gonna be glitchy for us. Oh, look at that. Is it gonna work now? Well, that's not good, but it's not super terrible. Let's just go to here. There, that's a problem. Now I see we got sound from that camera, but we don't have video. Working on it, working on it. Hey, here we go, folks. Welcome to City National Arena. This is the consolation final between the Canada Crushers wearing the whites and the Vegas Golden Knights, Junior Golden Knights wearing the blacks. Sorry, what's that?
The battery's flashing.
Stop. There we go. Okay, puck's in the Crusher zone. Looks like Vegas just had a good chance there. Couldn't put it behind the Crusher goaltender. Vegas attacking Illo in the zone into the slot. Unguarded man. Good stick by Jolicoeur Gagnon. Puts that to the far boards. Here comes.
No. So it's plugged in. It's plugged in all the way.
All right, slight blip there. Oh, you got a whistle. Just give me a sec. We're gonna reset the camera. Alright, camera rebooted, we're good to go. Puck comes out to the neutral zone, 35 seconds left in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Knights power play. Hopefully we've picked out the glitches for the rest of this broadcast. All right, offside called at the line. Offside called at the line, and 12:17 left in the first period. Faceless won by the Crushers. Dump the puck back out to neutral zone. They put it over to the near side. Crushers going up the far side. Here's Black. Puts it around the D. Gets it up to Ford. Ford going low with it. Follows it up. Puts it into the slot. Taking a check. Black keeps it in the zone. Knocks it down into that far corner. Penalty to the Crushers is over. They're back to full strength as the Knights regain possession in their own zone. Dumped in from Brennan from the neutral zone. Thrown out in front. Boisvert couldn't catch it. And the Junior Knights are away. They dump it into the Crushers zone. Contacted by a high stick. We'll reset far side in the Crusher zone. 11:25 left in your first period. Face off down low. Picked up by the Knights now. Off the right side in the Crusher zone. Number 11 tries to move around Gray. Gray bumps him off the puck. Ford goes for the puck, takes a heavy hit, moving it to Brennan on the far side. Brennan with some space, dangles over, tries to kick it up to Black, comes off the skates, and 16's quickly back into the zone. Knights send it back to the left point. Now over to 16, steps in the slot. Black sweeps it off his stick, but 12 keeps it in the zone. Wheels around the boards to the far side, 11 with it. Over to 13, Boisvert. Still in the zone. Gray deflects the shot. Now goes out in front. Gray just flat out stops it, bounces it off the boards, and it looks like he has. Oh, it's just beside the goalie. We'll have an icing call with 10:32 left in the first period. Crushers win the face-off. Lidovchenko back on the ice. Missing from this morning. Good to see him back out there. Stoika picks up on the far side using the boards, gets it out, and sends him down the ice. I think that's Peterson's shot. Put out in front, looking for Humula. Couldn't get it on the near side. Bearing up to Peterson's shot, hops off his stick. 18 picks it up. Now it's sent out, and it's loose on the near side. Hamila back to Lidovchenko. Goes to the far side. Peterson shot up to Stoika. Stoika gets across center. He's going to dump that in the Knight zone. Knights send over on the far side. 9 is going to try and wheel it up the left side. Popped at the line by Brennan. 13 for the Knights takes over. Sends it back to his D partner. Brennan jumps on that. Puts it deep into the Knight zone. Knights behind their own net, moving to the near side. Here's number 2, lining it up. Tries to center that. Pass goes to James. James turns it around, fires it at the goaltender. Nice easy save for him. Sets it up to 17. 17 throws it out in front off the side of the goal. Picked up in front by the Crushers. Backhand shot by Chorokowski. Just wide. Comes over the near side. O'Keefe with it. He tries to put it back to the point. Jolicoeur Gagnon has to come out of the zone to reset for the Crushers. Brennan with it. Circled around in his own zone. Now he puts it down the middle, looking for O'Keefe. And it's going to be right on the goaltender. He's going to make the stop and cover it up, getting the whistle with 8:49 left in the first period. Face off near side in the Crusher, or in the Vegas zone. Crushers win it, but the puck goes all the way back to their own zone. Here's Gray with it. Sends it up the far side. Knights knock it down. High shot on Thiel. Cleared away by Lidovchenko. Gray is going to find it on the far side. Tried to stretch that pass. That's a little too far, and we're going to have an icing call with 8:23 left in the first period. Puck's controlled by the Crushers off that face-off. Carrying up to Black. Black to Coleman, who tips it out to the neutral zone. Goes back to the left point. Gary follows that up. Can't get inside, but he gets it off to Black. Black over to Coleman. Backhand shot. Bouncing off on the far side. Trying to tuck it home was Dolini, but that didn't quite work. Oh, and it's put down the ice on the right side. Vegas going to jump onto it. 11 with it. Comes back to the blue line. Sent back, or kept in by the Knights. Sent to the far side. Brennan picks it up for the Crushers. Over to Delaney. Delaney is going to rush that up the ice. Going wide. Puck checked off his stick. And the Knights come back with it. Knights sent to the Crusher zone, pass to the far side. Too far for number 8. Charlie Cugagno tries to move it around, throw it out in front, takes a whack at it, and good save there by Thiel. Coleman has some space, he's going to go up the ice with it. Defense giving him some space. He makes the inside move, checked off the puck, chipped over to the near boards. Knights, number 10, pass over to the far side. Vegas comes out, coming across center. They roll it into the Crusher zone. Charlie Cugagno gets it up to Gray. Gray up to Ford. Ford loses it, and it's turned over in the Knight zone. Knights trying to make a move across center. They just dump it in the Crusher zone instead. Gray quickly up the ice to Peterson Shaw. Peterson Shaw fights off a check, keeps coming in. Pass the left side to Ford. Ford in front, looking for Peterson Shaw. Tipped on. A great save by the goaltender there. Puck still available in the corner. It's going to be battled out. Boivin with the forecheck knocks the puck down in the Vegas zone, but 17 picks it up, sweeps to the far side. Centering pass to number 9. Stick there by Charlie Cugagno. Slows the advance of the junior Golden Knights, and we'll have an offside call with 6:06 left in the first period. Knights come away with the puck off the draw. 13 backhands it into the zone, knocked on by Brennan. Brennan puts it out to Stoika. Stoika rolls it up the boards. Knights have it again. They're going to wheel it up the near side, finding some resistance. The puck comes loose to Lidovchenko. He moves it to O'Keefe, and O'Keefe couldn't make the centering pass. The Crushers are going to reset out at center. Lidovchenko over to the near side. Hamila tries to throw it down. Lidovchenko keeps it in the zone, fires it just wide. It's going to roll up the boards to the far side. Stoika tries to pin it in. He's dumped on the play. Comes back for Brennan. Brennan pulls the puck in and then levels number 9 of the Knights. Puck comes out to center. Brennan with it again. He's going to fire that off the boards, and it ends up on the backside of the Knights net. They go behind, throw it out to center. Here's Gray with it. Gray off the boards, looking for James. James rushing in, can't catch up to it. And then he peels off, looks like a delayed offside indicated. They tag up and go back on the forecheck as Vegas comes across the left side of the ice. Number 16, rushing it in. Goes low. Gray puts him into the boards. Puck wheeled up to the boards. Far side, kept in by the left point, and the puck's in the far corner. 16, battling against Coleman. Leaves the puck open for James. He puts that puck out to center. Taraskowski skates onto it. Tried to go in the middle, and the Knights D take that away. Pass over to the middle. He wheels over to the near side, and the Knights player, number 11, takes it into the zone. Left into the high slot, chipped over to the far side. Following that up, the Crushers converge on the puck carrier and get it out to center. Tarkowski over to Coleman, and that's turned around, and Vegas is coming back the other way. Vegas, number 11, over to 16. Quick shot that hits the Crushers' defense. Puck thrown into the slot, and it doesn't make it there, blocked by the Crushers. Back in the corner. Lidovchenko with it. Stick chopped out of his hand. Coleman centers that for Delaney. Delaney over to Tarkowski. He takes a shot. Saved by the Knights goaltender, and we'll get a stop with 3:41 left in the first period. Face off, far side, in the Knights zone. Quick shot by Boivin. Oh, that was Boivin, that was Delaney. Icing called on the play. We'll have the face off back in the Vegas zone. Face off in the Knights zone, won by the Knights. They move it around to the far side, then it's pinched off by Delaney over to Ford. Ford is put across the boards. Vegas gets the puck back. They're going to flip it up. Kept in the zone. Hand pass indicated, so we'll have the face off just outside the Vegas zone. Knights win the draw. Black steals that hard shot off the ankle or the knee of 17. Thrown back out in front. 17 picks that off. It's off the skate of the Vegas player, but he picks it back, wheels it back into the zone. Right side pass to number 6. Drop for number 8. Black's there. Throws him into the boards. High shot. Black's going to head into the box. 2 minutes, boarding. Called with 2:51 left in the first period. Face off near side in the Crusher zone. We are really starting to lose frames here. Choppy. Puck cleared into the Vegas zone. They turn around and throw it up the near side. That's broken up by the Crushers, Peterson Shaw. Goes from Jolicoeur Gagnon over to Brennan, and Brennan's going to send that down the ice. Here come the Knights. Up the near side. That's cut off in the middle by Stoikov. And Lidovchenko takes the loose puck, sends it down into the Vegas zone. Number 3 back for Vegas. Shadowed by Hamila. Vegas coming out the near side, centering pass. That's broken up by Hamila. He tries to keep the zone. Number 2 is going to stuff it out and go up the far side. Garion steps into it, sends it into the Vegas zone. Short shifts for the Crushers evident here. Stoikov steals it in the zone. High shot, and that's off the mask and stays out. Vegas recovers in their own zone. O'Keefe keeps it in the zone, and then 16 comes back, takes it away once again. 16 trying to go around the far side, takes it into the far corner, thrown out in front, broken up by Lidovchenko. Number 7 with it. Over to 2, 12 at the point. Shot tipped on by number 16. Rebound comes up to the side of the net. Thiel couldn't cover it. Puck still loose in that far corner now. Comes up to the point. 12 has it. Now back to 16. 16 goes across to 15. Low shot tipped over the net. 7 sends it down low to 16. 16 back to 7. He turns, fires. Thiel sizes that up and puts the crest on it, making the save with 1:03 left in the first period. 13 seconds left in the Knights. Man advantage. We'll have the face-off far side in the Crushers zone. Knights win it. Shot off the mark. Hits traffic. 16 picks it up. Throws it out in front. 11. Low shot. And Thiel, he comes out. 11 had all day to pick his spot, and Thiel takes it away. Brian Thiel saving the day on that one. Face off near side in the Crusher zone. Knights win it. Send it down low. Crushers get their man back on the ice. Here's 16 with it. Fired right into the crest of Thiel. And the Crusher goaltender hangs on for another one. 41 seconds left in the first period. Face off near side in the Crusher zone. Both teams at full strength. Face off won by the Crushers. Gray jumps it, comes out of the zone. In front for Troszkowski, just enough. Nice pass there. Troszkowski throws it low. And it stays out. Great save by the Knights goaltender. Puck still alive. Brennan sends it. Oh, the whistle had certainly gone. Face off near side in the Knights zone. 27 seconds left in the period. Puck won by the Crushers. Put it down low. Knights get it back. Here they come up the near side. Brennan with it. Cycles behind, in front of his own net, now behind. Sends it over to Troszkowski. That's off the mark. Gray follows it up. Throws it out to center. Gray levels him. And that's the end of the first period. This is what we're going to get when the refs swallow their whistles. So, at the end of one, no score on the board. Anything on the score sheet is a penalty. And I think we're in for a game of late hits. All right, goalie switch sides. We're ready to go. Welcome back to City National Arena here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Practice facility for the Vegas Golden Knights. On the ice are the Junior Golden Knights. We're in the darks. And the Canada Crushers, we're in the lights. Face off won by the Knights. They take a shot just inside the blue line, knocked on by Thiel. Rebound. Thiel kicks that away. Puck over to the near side. Ref's arm is up. We're going to have more penalties in the game. 2 minutes being assessed to Riddick Ford of the Canada Crushers. And the Knights will go on the power play. Face-off won by the Crushers. They put it up the near boards. Kept in by Vegas. 16. Throws it to the far side. Hops off the boards to the far side. Thrown out in front. Brennan clears that from the slot, but it's kept in. Tipped to near corner by 16 of the Knights. Comes back to the point. 13. Back to 16. Sitting halfway. High shot. And that power play goal scored with 19:25 left in the first period gives Vegas the lead. Face-off won by the Crushers. Puck to Jolicoeur Gagnon up to Hamula. Returned in the zone by Vegas. Back to Garing on the near side for the Crushers. Stoica up the boards. Looking for O'Keefe. He's checked at center. Now comes back. Stoica picks up the loose puck. Left side for Hamula. Back to Stoica. That's broken up. Comes out to the neutral zone. Jolicoeur Gagnon picks it up. Off the boards for Hamula. Stoica chips it to the outside. Takes over. Coming in the left side. Drop pass, look for Hamula. That's knocked down. Comes back to O'Keefe. He couldn't get the shot off. Stoica up the boards. Jolicoeur Gagnon over to Garing. Garing turns. And Vegas turns it up the ice. Off the boards, and Garing picks it up in his own zone. Looking for Stoica. That's just out of reach. And we'll have an icing call with 18:27 left in the first period. Face off, near side in the Crusher zone. Coleman to take the face off against number 8. Coleman wins it, goes into the corner. Vegas steals it back. They have it at the left point. 14 handle the puck, goes to the right point. There's a shot. Tipped wide. Gray with it. His center pass, outlet pass, quick shot by number 6. And Thiel quick on the glove with that one. Gobbles it up and gets a stop with 18:12 left in the second period. Face-off won by the Knights. They scoop it back to their D. It splits them, so they have to come back to their own zone to reset. 17 with it. Pass to the near side, off the boards. Completes the pass up, though, to number 10, who gets cross center and dumps it into the Crusher zone. Gray back to play it. Comes over to the near side. That's cut off by the Knights. James ends up with the loose puck, though. Sends it up to Chorskowski. Puts it off the boards. Goes to chase it. Picks it up in the corner with the number 17. Steps aside a check. Knights trying to break out. Broken up by Coleman. Coleman to Brennan. Brennan back down to Coleman, who carries it into the corner. 17 gets a hold of it. Hits something in the neutral zone, and it Takes forever to get off the end line. Icing called with 17:22 left in the second period. Face off won by the Knights. They moved around to the near side. Here comes 16 into the zone. We're going to call tripping. Peterson Shaw into the box. 2 minutes for tripping. Knights on the power play. Crushers win the face-off. Here's Charlie Cougagnon. Goes behind his own net. Throws it off the boards. Kept in. Little shot. Thiel kicks that away. Misses. Oh, come on, guys. Got to get out of the zone. There we go, and Boisvert does. Pass to the near side. Vegas is going to skid it out on the stick of 12. Over to number 7. Comes into the zone. Low shot. Thiel with the save. Off the glass. Rolls around. Comes loose. Pass down low. Back to the right point. Walking it in. Shot. Into the glove of Thiel. Great tracking there. He hangs on. With 17 left in the first period, 1:10 left in the Knights' man advantage. Knights win the face-off. Jumped on by O'Keefe. O'Keefe puts it up the boards. He's down the left side. O'Keefe with the puck on his stick, driving the lane. Ends up behind the goaltender, and they're going to let it play. These refs are ready to go home. Oh, Ledowchuk with the shot. O'Keefe tipped it, and it just misses that far post. Here come the Knights. Out to center. Shot wide. Thiel tips it back to the boards. It's going to come out to the point. 9 turns. Shot kicked away by Thiel. Here's O'Keefe with it. O'Keefe off the board, sends it down the ice. 25 seconds left with the man advantage. As Vegas starts behind their own net. 3. Tries to hit up the middle. Hemula intercepts that. Goes to Brennan. Brennan to Gray. Gray fires it across the ice to the far side. Hustling on as Hemula gets a shot. And the goaltender makes a great save there. Comes out to center again. Gray's going to just fire that back in. Rolls off the far boards. Hemula tags up. And he's quickly back into the zone. Pinches the puck against the boards. Crushers. Back to full strength. And we're going to have the puck knocked down by a high stick. Face off in the Knight zone. Yes, we're back at the glitchy rink. It has inconsistent internet. Knights win the face off. They throw the puck around the near side. Centering pass knocked down by Coleman. Knights still with the puck. They're going to send it to the far side. 14 with it. Tips it up the boards for 6. Comes out to center where Angelica Gagnon handles it. Quickly over to Garin. Garin to Stoika. Stoika tips it into the zone. 17 picks it up. Sends it to the far side to his defense partner who puts it off the backside of the net. Then goes back, picks it up. Knocked down by Stoika. 14, Stoika going to battle for it in the corner. Coleman comes in for support. Stoika squirts free, goes to the far side. He rolls it up the boards for Jolicoeur Gagnon. Jolicoeur Gagnon, shot. That's knocked down in front. Thrown out the middle, and 6 is going to come away with it for the Knights. Pass to the left side to number 8, takes a shot. Thiel with the save, high off the glass, but it stays on the backside. Picked up by Coleman. Coleman with some space is going to wheel it up the ice. Coleman finding some speed, going up the left side, digs deep, rolls it up the boards for Chorokowski, who throws it out in front for James. Back to Coleman. James, shot. He knocks down a player. Goes back to the puck, throws it out in front. That's knocked down. Chorokowski goes back to it again. Here's Coleman to the point. Ledovchenko back to Coleman. Coleman with space. Fired in front. Oh, and it hits the skate of Chorokowski. Knocked down by 14 of the Knights. Back to the point again. Ledovchenko's going to fire it on by James. James tips it, but that's blocked by number 17 of the Knights. Back to the point again. Gray knocks it down in front. Chorokowski, hard shot, kicked away by the Knights goaltender. On the far side, number 14 with it. Flips it into the Crusher bench, and we're going to have a face-off deep in the Knights zone. Good sequence there by the Canada Crushers. Throwing shots on net, quality chances. Just couldn't get it past the tendy. Face off, won by the Knights. Hard shot by O'Keefe. Hands up in the air. It's waved off. O'Keefe tries to bash it in. Comes back, and it's cleared away by number 7. Knights in transition, rushing into the Crusher zone. Shot on to Thiel. Thiel sees the pressure coming, covers it up. .12:48 left in the first period. Second period. Sorry, folks. 12:48 left in the second period. Face off near side in the Crusher zone. Brennan puts that against the boards. Gets it to Jolicoeur Gagnon. Number 7 steals it. Throws that through the crease. Comes over to the near side. Boivin with space. Quickly up to Peterson Shaw. He's going to rush in the zone up the left side. Carries it over to the near side. Over to O'Keefe. O'Keefe in front. It's tipped and it bounces in. O'Keefe just throws that in front, and it goes off either the goalie stick or the defenseman in front. And the Crushers run the board with 12:25 left in the second period to tie the game. Ready to go at center. Brand new match here. Knights win it. Throw it up the boards. Garrity stops him at the line. Tried to move it to Delaney. Oh, finally does. Passes by Delaney though, and number 4 is going to go back to his zone to set it up for the Knights. He drops it for Delaney. Thrown out in front. Black with the tip, and it's just off the outside of the post. Black throws it out in front again. It's going to bounce all the way back to the line. Ledovchenko in front of Delaney, almost tapped that in. He picks it up on the boards, throws it up on the near side. Oh, 13 makes a nice move, throws it down low. 13 shot blocked by Ledovchenko, and it goes loosely towards Thiel, who's going to cover that up. And we'll get a reset in the Crusher zone with 11:49 left in the second period. Face off, won by the Crushers. Brennan takes it into the corner. Knights scrape it back. Here's number 8 with it. Hard shot. Thiel with the save. Rebound cleared away by Brennan. Brennan's going to wheel around to the far side. Now stops, pauses. He has no support on this side, so he's going to throw it up the middle. .17 goes back for the Knights. Throws it around the near side. Picked up by 10. 10 has the puck taken away from Brennan, but the puck comes back to 10. Throws it off the boards. Gray's going to pick it up for the Crushers. Gray, far side for Black. Black tipped it up to Ford. Back the other way they go. Ford to Delaney. Delaney steps inside, taking the shot, and then 14 comes back and steals it back. Ford knocks it down. Here's 10 with the Knights coming up the near side. Loses the puck at center. Brennan steps into it, throws it into the Knight zone. 17 starts up again. Up to 6. 6 chips that out to center. Jolicoeur Gagnon knocks it down, throws it to Garing. Garing comes across center. He's going to put that in deep. Coleman battling against number 17 on the far side. Coleman wins. Here he comes towards the net. Wheels around to the near side. Looks like he was slashed on the play. And I see the Knights getting a penalty here. Slashing is the call. Crushers going to be on the power play. Into the box, number 8 for the Junior Golden Knights. Penalty comes 10:25 left in the second period with the score tied at 1. O'Keefe to take the draw for the Crushers. Won by the Crushers. Gray has a point. He's going to fire towards the net. Low glove save. And the goaltender just finding it in time to keep it out of the net. Hangs on with no rebound. We're going to reset near side. 10:20 left in the second period. O'Keefe wins the draw again. Stoica back to the point. Here's Gray. Gray over to Lidovchenko. Lidovchenko with some space. Walks it down. There's a shot. Hard onto the goal. Rebound available. Jamming it away. And now they're going to blow it down again. A few extra whistles after that. We're going to put more in the box. We are not. 10:10 left in the second period. 1:45 left in the Crushers power play. And this time the Knights win the draw. They put up the near side. Stoica hustles over, pinches it against the boards. O'Keefe comes to help. Stoica with it again. Players lying on it. O'Keefe walking away with it. He gets pummeled from behind. Arm of the ref is up. We got a hold being called on the Knights, number 2. And the Crushers will have a 2-man advantage lasting 1 minute and 26 seconds, maybe a minute 28. Penalty comes 9:53 left in the second period. Knights win the draw. They put it off the boards, down the ice. Thiel sets it up for Lidovchenko. Lidovchenko over to Chorskowski. He has trouble handling it. 16 steals it away. Thrown out in front. Thiel has to make the stick save. Here comes Gray. 3-on-2 back the other way. Rushing in goes Gray. Devin Gray holds. Tried to feed it back to James. Thrown towards the net. James knocks his player off the puck. Thrown out into the slot. Gray tries to shoot it. It's blocked. Chorokowski throws that down low. Chorokowski keeps in the zone. Then to the far side. Picked off. And thrown down the ice. Here comes Brennan with it. He's going to wheel it all the way. Comes to the right. Stops, turns. No support on the near side. Has some space, though. Down low to James. Now to Brennan again. Brennan over to Jolicoeur Gagnon, who has a bunch of space now. He's going to walk it in. Picks his spot. Oh, and James couldn't get the backhand. Brennan with the shot off the pads. James picks it up, spins around, takes it down low. Peterson Shaw lining up in front, and the goaltender reaches out as it comes below the goal line and up towards the crease. 8:24 left in the second period. Still tied at 1. One man's out of the box for the Knights. 32 seconds left in the remaining penalty. Knights win the draw. Boisvert jumps on it and bounces the puck just through the crease. He goes to the near side, tries to chop it down. Knights get it back. Giving up. Delaney with a shot. He gets 1, 2. And the Knights goaltender quick to it. Great positioning there. Manages to keep it out of the net. And stops play with 8:10 left in the second period. 16 seconds left in the Crusher power play. Crushers win the faceoff. It's at the point. Right point where Brennan handles it. And that's chipped out of play. Face off won by the Knights. They move it to the far side. Send it down the ice, and that's going to do it for the Crusher power play. Brennan comes back for it, drops it for Jolicoeur Gagnon. 16, intercepts that right away. Knocked down. Here's Coleman with it. He tries to wheel it to the outside. Knocked down. Knights get the puck. 16 with it. That's fired. Hits Jolicoeur Gagnon. Goes to the far corner. Shot from the right side. Goes wide. Rolls over to the near side. Brennan tips it back to the line. 3 keeps it in. It's Boisvert. Jolicoeur Gagnon gets a hold of it, and he's going to send it to Delaney. Takes it up the left side. Stops. Turns. Looking for support. Hangs on to it. Gets it over to Gehring. Gehring. Upended, chipped out at center. Black sends it right onto the stick of number 17. Back check by O'Keefe. Loose his bad from the puck. Ledovchenko over to Black. Black to O'Keefe. O'Keefe with a bit of space. Couldn't get inside 14. 14 over to Black at neutral ice. He dumps that back into the Knight zone. Puck dumped into the Crusher side of the ice. 6:35 to go in the second period as Gehring starts it off up to Chorokowski. Here he comes up the right side. 17 takes the puck away, rolls it into the corner. 13 centering pass taken away. Chorokowski looking for Black, hits his skate, and the Knights are going to clear that away. Knights have it in the zone. Lost it to Gehring. Gehring up to Chorokowski. Wide to O'Keefe, followed up by Black. O'Keefe takes over again, tries to go up the right side. Low shot. Pad save by the Knights goaltender. Knights move it to the outside. Stopped at the line by Gray. Gets it over to Chorokowski. But following that up was the Knights forward who gets that out to the neutral zone. 13 now takes over up the left side. Rolls that into the middle. Jolicoeur Gagnon gets it quickly over to Hamila. Hamila up the right side and into the Knights zone. He stops, turns into the slot. Shot. That hit 17. Directed to the far corner. Stoika on, over to Ford. Ford shot off the glove. Stoika sends it down low, intercepted by the Knights, sent out. Jolicoeur Gagnon hustles back for it. Stops behind his own net, reverses to the near side, quickly over to Gray. Gray up to Ford. Ford with it, gets across the blue line, looks to center it. Knights knock it down. They move it to the outside. Here's Stoika. Back to the point to Gray, over to Stoika, over to Ford. Ford takes a shot, that's hits the leg. Backhand in net was Hamila. He's working hard in front there for the Crushers. Puck goes to the far side. Hamila over to Stoika. Stoika in the near corner. Corner, top to the right point to Gray. Gray back to Stoika. He moves up from the corner, sends it back down low for Ford. Ford pushed in hard to the boards. Puck meant to the far side. Brennan keeps it in. Now comes over to Hamila. He makes the inside move. Knights get it back. Coleman on the back check. Loses man from the puck. Brennan chips that forward. Followed up by 12. He's coming up the far side. Coleman checks him. The puck goes into the Knights bench. I guess not. We're going to keep playing. James comes away with it up the right side. James flips that in front. Peterson Shaw. Backhand shot. Great save by the Knights goaltender. And a great sequence there between James and Peterson Shaw. But a greater follow-up by the junior Golden Knights goaltender, stopping the puck with 3:59 left in the second period. Crushers win the face-off. Left side, Ledovchenko looking for Coleman. It skips past him. James goes in. Throws it out in front. There's a chance for Coleman. He's jamming it away, and it goes wide. On the far side, number 4 for the Knights. Picks it up. He puts it off the boards over to number 7. Comes over to Guerin. Guerin takes a shot. Blocker save. 3 is going to put that off the boards and out to neutral ice, where Ledovchenko intercepts that for the Crushers. He sends it back to the Knights zone. It bounces past his intended target. And 4 for the Knights takes it and dumps it into the Crushers zone. Guerin off the boards looking for James. Jumps out. Quick shot by 16. Quicker pad save by Thiel. Rebound far side for Peter Shaw. He's going to put that off the side. We'll have an icing call with 3:13 left in the second period. Face off far side in the Knights zone. Pressure zone, sorry. Knights have it at the point. Number 17 takes a shot. Thiel makes the save. Pushed out to the outside. Knights keep it in the zone. They take it into the corner. Go work it below the goal line. Rolled around the boards. 14 keeps that in, but followed up by O'Keefe. He couldn't escape the zone. Here's 14 right in front. Number 8, backhand shot, and Thiel reads that and makes a fantastic save to keep the puck out of the net. Number 8 just worked himself too low and couldn't get past the big body of Brian Thiel. Face-off near side in the Crusher zone. 2:48 left in the second period. Crushers win the face-off. Here's Gray. Tried to wheel it out, intercepted by number 2. Back pass off a skate, put out in front, and the Crushers are going to come away with it. Gray up to Boisvert, who taps that into the zone, comes over to 14. Up the ice, and it's a 2-on-1 back the other way. Here's number 9 coming up the left side. Ledovchenko holds it down, backhand shot. Thiel comes over and makes a fantastic save. Ledovchenko does his job, and he drives his man to the outside, creating that extra space between the attackers, giving Thiel that just a little bit of extra time to slide over and rob the dream of the right winger. 2:23 left in the second period. Face off far side in the Crusher zone. Knights win the face off. There's a shot, goes high and off the mark. Rolls up the near boards. Churokowski on the ice. He fights through a check. He's going to come up the right side. Tips it up to himself. The goalie makes the save, puts it in the far side. Churokowski over to Coleman. Knights pick that off. Get out to center with it. Follow it up. They're coming up the right side. Churokowski dumps his man. Coleman's back the other way. Coming up the left side. There's a shot into the man, followed up by Black. That's knocked down in front. Churokowski in front for Coleman, just in front of his stick blade. Right side, Brennan keeps it in the zone. Number 12 works it down low. Stolen cleanly by Churokowski. In front looking for Coleman. Comes back to Coleman now. Black couldn't get the shot off. He was checked making the play. And number 10 is going to take it the far side. Shot on to Thiel. He directs that to the far side. Brennan picks it up. Tries to move it to the outside. That's jumped on by number 12. Comes over to number 8. Slap shot wide of the mark. Exit pass. Blocked, but then it's tipped out. Number 12 coming up the left side. That shot is blocked by Brennan. Far side for Coleman, I think. Now it's up to Churokowski. Churokowski joined by O'Keefe. Quick shot. And the Knights goaltender is going to make the save there and stop play with 53 seconds left in the second period. Face off near side in the Knights zone. Crushers winning. Here's Guerin. Takes a shot low, trying to use the defender as a block, as a screen, sorry. Goalie made a great save. Comes back to the left point. Gray does his job to keep it in. Comes loose for James, and James has it go off the defender stick, and they're down the ice with it. 13 takes that to the far side. Guerin gets it. Goes behind his own net. Over to the near side, looking for Stoika. He puts it behind the net for Gehring. Gehring over to Hamila. Hamila to Stoika, and that goes through his wheelhouse. Head contact penalty being issued to the Knights, number 15, it would appear. And the Crushers go on the power play late in the second period. 17 seconds to go in the second. Face-off will be far side in the Knight zone. Pucks drop. Knights win it. 17 rolls it around hard off the boards. And it's going to end up in the Crusher zone. Lidovchenko with it. 5 seconds to go in the period. Brennan tries to throw that up the middle. That's blocked. And this will be the buzzer. After 2, we're deadlocked at 1. We're going to let the Zamboni do its work. Come back here for an exciting conclusion for both these teams at the tournament. Third period to come in about 15 minutes. Stay tuned, folks.
slang. I speak it every day. I'm trying to get it poppin'. Each and every way. It's one nation. Under goons. My goons are stripping all these cats down in the under rules. 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 Rules.
Hey, folks, players just coming back onto the ice. We're going to get going on the third period here pretty soon. Well, I know many of the families are staying at Park MGM. I would recommend that hotel. It's been pretty good to us, and I liked our rooms. And of course, it's on the strips. There's all kinds of food and entertainment around. It's been a good weekend here in Vegas. One more period to go, and we'll close it out. And that being the third period here in the consolation final, where the teams are tied up at 1. Pressures still on the power play for 1:43. Not too sure what we're waiting for right now. Oh, just the score clock to get going. And here we go. Vegas Junior Golden Knights in the dark, 1. Edmonton Canada Crushers in the lights, 1. And we start third period. Crushers win the faceoff. Looks like Blacks move back to defense. Gets the pass over to Hamila. Hamila to far side. Sorry, Brennan to Hamila. Hamila's going to rush it up the zone now. Gets inside the Knights zone. Drop pass, looking for Stoika. Just too far for there. Black keeps it in, though. Over to Stoika. Stoika hangs onto it. Gets it over to Brennan. Brennan walks it down. There's a shot. That is wide of the mark. Number 7's going to take it. Flip it up. Knocked down by Stoika. Left for Black. Black tried to feed that in front. That's knocked down in the high slot. Knights come out with it, but Stoika turns around, gets it up the ice again. Low shot. That's off 17's. In front for Hamila. It's tipped by... Who was that? O'Keefe in front. Reeled around to the right side. Gray's one-timer. He totally whiffs on it, and the puck comes out to the Crusher zone. Brennan up the near side for Hamila. Hamila crosses it over to Delaney. Delaney down to... Back to Delaney. He takes a shot. That's going to come out of the zone, too. Knights, the Crushers, 30 seconds left in the man advantage. Gray with it, over to Peterson Shaw. Peterson Shaw has a roll off the boards behind him. He chips it back, looking for James. That's taken away. Knights come back the other way. Number 8 tries to go around Lidovchenko. That's not going to happen. And Gray moves it up the ice. His pass knocked off. James got a stick on it. Now it comes back to Lidovchenko. Knights out of the penalty box, both teams full strength. Gray with it. Puts it off the boards to Delaney. Makes a funny bounce. And the Knights are going to rush in. Here goes number 8. Slap shot. Thiel with the save. Stick save to the far side. The puck goes. Here's number 12. Moving it down low. Throws it in the slot. That's broken up by Gray. Gray has the puck chopped to the far side. Now he gets it up to Delaney. Delaney over to Peterson Shaw. Peterson Shaw walking it down the left side. Up the boards for Delaney. Left for Jolicoeur Gagnon. He throws that in the slot. It's off the stick, and James takes a shot, and it's over the net. He had the goalie down. Couldn't get it in. Knights coming back to the near side. 8's going to rip a shot, and that's in. Thiel has trouble tracking it. And the Knights are up 2-1. Face off won by the Knights. They come up the near side. Here's Jolicoeur Gagnon. Over to Brennan. Brennan up to Boisvert, who tips that into the Knight zone. Handled by the Knights D. They're going to come up the near side. Here's number 13 coming across center up the right side. Fed into the slot. Gray disrupts number 7. Here's Coleman. That's tipped out to center. Now up the near side. It's going to roll around the boards to the far side. Tipped behind the net by the Knights. Black picks it up. Black looking for Coleman. That's intercepted by 16. Comes back over. And Chorchkowski is going to move that out to center. Tip that into the Knight zone. Sent to the far side. Coleman gets it, throws it out in front. Here's a chance for Chorchkowski to Stoika with the hard shot. And the Knights goaltender makes the save, reaches out and grabs the rebound quickly. Face off far side in the Knight zone. O'Keefe wins it for the Crushers. Back to the point, Brennan off the boards. Sent down below the goal line. 17 picks it up for the Knights. Exit pass, chopped down in the zone. Knights get it back though. Here they come out to center. Good stick by Hamula, knocks it free. Vidovchenko up to Hamula, up to O'Keefe, and O'Keefe is going to turn the corner and go at the puck up to Stoika. Hops off his stick. Knights come back the near side. Makes the inside move on Vidovchenko. There's a shot. Thiel lines that up. Big save there by Brian Thiel. And we get the whistle. It's 15:51 left in the third period. Face off near side in the Crushers zone. Knights win it. 17 with the shot. That's knocked down by Peterson Shaw. He's going to gut it out. I can see that hurt him. But look at him. He's going to skate up the left side. Led by Delaney. Delaney makes the move to the right side with the puck. Rolls down low. Loses the puck in the corner. Flicks it back for Peterson Shaw. He's going to roll. There's a shot. That hit a man. Deflected wide. Coming back again. Peterson Shaw for James. James can get around the Knight defender, but gets the puck back. James with it. Down low. Looking for Delaney. Puck's off the mark. Now it comes up the near side. And the Knights 11 has it. Flips it to the open side. Number 6 is going to put that deep into the zone. Tipped into the Knight zone. They're going to start by going D to D. Put up the near side. Stolen by Chorchkowski. Coleman on the right side. Coleman fires in front, looking for Chorchkowski. He was tied up by number 15. Gray with it. Sends it to the right side, looking for Coleman. Bounces too far for him. Chorchkowski follows it up and sends it into the Knight zone. Knight 17 picks it up behind his own net. Over to 14 on the near side. That comes out to center. 12 rushes in the zone. 12 with a shot, and that's into the back of the net. Goal comes 14-15 left in the third period. Which goalie? Face off won by the Knights. They throw it into the Crusher zone. Here's Brennan with it, coming up the near side. Pass up to Stoika. Knights tip that into the Crusher zone. Pass over the near side. Here's Hamula with it. Knights keep it in. Here's number 3. Pulls it in the line, directs it towards the net. That's tipped. Whoa, and it's just wide. Black gets it. Throws it up the boards. Looking for Stoika. Stoika steals it with the help of O'Keefe. Stoika near side to Hamula. Hamula in front, looking for Stoika. He couldn't quite get the tip on. Now it's thrown to the open side. Knights catching up to it. Pass to the far side. There's a shot. Glove saved by Thiel, and we'll get a pause with 13-18 left in the third period. Face off, won by the Crushers. Gray takes it beyond his own net. Stolen back by the Knights. Shot, and that is rebounded over to the far side. Delaney tries to move it up the ice. Peterson Shaw's going to get hold of it and wheel it up the left side. Cuts in, no, holds onto it, goes behind the net. Knights get it back. They throw it over to the near side. Ledovchenko with it. Low shot, kicked away by Thiel. Puck goes into that far corner. Pass back to the point. There's a shot. Thiel with the save. Rebound. Cleared over to the near side. Coleman, back to James. 14 steals that. Gray with it. Gray's going to come over to the near side. Cuts back to the right. Slips, takes a shot. Kicked away by the Knights goaltender. Comes out to center with it. Here's 11, sending it down low. Thiel stops it, sets it up for Jean-Luc Gagnon. He's going to get some speed and come up the far side. Still going to the outside. Around the world, pass it off to Brennan. Brennan walks it down the left side. Brennan with it. Over to Coleman. Coleman in front looking for Chorskowski. It's in the feet. Coleman steals it back. Right side for Boisvert. He's going to take a shot. That's knocked down in the slot. Picked up by Chorskowski. Fed out in front. Knights clear it over to the near side. They put it off the glass. It's going to roll down the ice. Jean-Luc Gagnon with it. Over to Brennan. Brennan comes up the near side. Center on the boards for Coleman. Coleman to Boisvert. Gets that in the Knight zone. Followed up, steals it back at the line, but back check. Now Chorokowski. There's a shot. Stopped by the defender. O'Keefe tries to go down low. He's put against the boards. Knights come away with it. Ooh, Stoika off the bench. Knocks it back down. Keeps it in the zone. To the near side. Black keeps it alive. Gets it over to Stoika. They're going to battle against the boards for it. Now it rolls up the boards. And down the ice. Brennan tries to put it up the boards. 16 knocks that down. Now it's wheeled to the far side. 7 picks it up for the Knights. Fires it towards the net. That's taken away by Brennan. Knocked down. Here comes 13 for it. O'Keefe takes his man to the boards, pass to the center, and then it is touched. And we're going to have who's heading to the box for the Crushers. We're going to have two. Nope, just Brennan. And the Knights will be on the power play. Knights win the draw. Send it back to the point. Out in front. Couldn't complete it to the man sitting in the slot. And it's Gray sending it down the ice. James on the forecheck. Throws his man into the boards. Throws it into the slot. Knights coming away. Looks like the Knights player. Number 4 is going to end up in the box. 2 minutes for slashing. That is a penalty. And we'll have a face-off near side in the Knight zone. We'll play 4-on-4 for the next 1 minute, 36 seconds. Coleman out to take the draw for the Crushers. Knights win the draw. Here's 17, sends to the far side. Black just keeps it in, sends it down to not Coleman. Peterson Shaw comes up the boards, and the Knights are going to send it down the ice. Icing called with 9:20 left in the third period. Face off far side in the Knight zone. Knights win the draw. Here's 14, sends it over to the near side. Up to 2. 2, puts that out to center. Here's Jolicoeur Gagnon with it. Over to Black. Black, back to Jolicoeur Gagnon. He has room. Nope, gives it up to Coleman. Coleman loses it in the zone. And it's sent down the ice. Gray picks it up in his own, or Ledovchenko picks it up in his own zone. Gets it over. That's too many men. Oh, what? All right. Knights going around the far side. Caught offside. 8:42 left in the third period. We'll have the face-off in front of the Crushers bench. 39 seconds left in 4-on-4 play. Walker saved by Thiel with that shot just inside the blue line. Gray with it. Carries it out. Going around the far side. Here's O'Keefe. Breaks loose. O'Keefe on the breakaway. Stops, turns. Oh, what a great save by the goaltender there. O'Keefe trying to go to the short side. Knights in their own zone. Trying to get it out. They throw it off the glass. Down the ice. And icing's the call. 9 more seconds of 4-on-4 play. We'll have the face-off down in the Knight zone after that icing call. 8:11 left in the third period. Knights win the face-off. 15 takes it down low. Wheels it around to the far side. Black pinches in. Keeps it in the zone. Popped out loose in front. Knight's going to find it and bring it down the ice. Knights on a short power play. Jolicoeur Gagnon, far side for Boivin, up for O'Keefe. O'Keefe lost it in the Knight zone. Here's number 6 with it. Pass back to Black. Black over to Choroskowski. Tried to flip it up to O'Keefe. That was read by number 16 of the Knights. Pass comes out to center again. Here's Black with it. Black over to Jolicoeur Gagnon. Goes down to his knees to play it to O'Keefe. Over to Stoika. Stoika near side. Choroskowski's going to pick that up. Tried to take it down low. That's chopped out high. Knights come out in transition. We're back to full strength for both teams. Knights turn it over in the Crusher zone. Pass over the near side. Around the boards, it'll go. Number 11, trying to move it around. Stoika chips it free. Kurakowski taking it away. He goes up the right side and into the Knight zone. Over to James. Back to Kurakowski, right back to James. James in front for Stoika. Stoika shot, and it's in! Gray, Stoika sitting kind of in the high mid slot. Puts it 5-hole, and the Crushers score with 6:32 left in the third period. Make the score 3-2. Jorskowski, James, and Stoika working together to put another one on the board for the Crushers. Off the draw, puck goes into the Knight zone. Knight's number 17, wheel spin his own net, sends it to the far side. Black keeps that in, sends it up the boards, looking for Delaney. It's going to skip past him as the Knights get possession of it once again. Black knocks it down, gets it over to Hamila. He puts it down deep. Hamila with it. Leaves it for Coleman. Coleman in front. Knights track it down. They put it over to the far side. Here's number 2 with it. Coleman comes in to help. Quick shot. That's kicked away by Thiel. Black with it. Black up to Delaney. Over to Coleman. Coleman with it. Slides it down low. Coleman couldn't put it out in front. Comes off the backside of the net. Knights with it. They flip it to the outside. Knights still in possession. Here comes number 14 up the right side. Left for Jaliku Gagnon. Brennan tips it over to the wide side. Peterson Shaw. Over to Jaliku Gagnon. Up to Peterson Shaw. Peterson Shaw steals it back from 13. Sent to the far side. He gets it off the boards himself. Followed up by Boisvert. Boisvert couldn't dance inside. Put down to the far side. Brennan takes the puck away from the Knights defender. And the puck's thrown out to the near side of the ice. Knights have it in their own zone. Off the glass. Knocked down by Jaliku Gagnon. Over to O'Keefe. O'Keefe flips it to the open side. And the Crushers are on the change. No right winger there. Here come the Knights. That shot into traffic. Picked up quickly by Troskowski. He comes up the left side and into the zone. Number 16 almost takes himself out of the play. Knights intent on laying the body. Crushers able to evade. O'Keefe with it. Far side for Stoika. Stoika trying to come out the left side. 8 gets a stick on it. Comes back. Churikowski with a shot right into the midsection of the Knights goaltender, who hangs on with 4:02 left in the third period. Oh, Dallas just scored. Series is over. Face off far side in the Knights zone. Crushers win it. Here's Gray. He's going to walk it down, take a slow shot. That's onto the goaltender. He makes the save. And we'll get a whistle with 3:57 left in the third period. Refs didn't like the late change. Throwing him off the ice. Crushers win the face-off. I guess it's jumbled, so I take that back. Goes into the corner. James comes loose. James comes to the near side. Up to Gray. Gray fires it towards net, and it is deflected to the far boards. Lidovchenko keeps it in. Tries to move it over to Choroskowski. Jumping on it quickly is number 4. And looks like into the box, number 67, Luke Choroskowski, will be spending 2 minutes in the sin bin, 2 minutes for tripping. Penalty called, 3:29 left in your third period. Knights win the draw. There's the shot. That hits Brennan. Goes to the far corner. Put back to the point. Turn around. 11 makes a shot. Oh, good stick there by Charlotte Gagnon. Tips it to the far side. Puck loose. Brennan fires it off the board. 17 gets it at the line. Delaney trying to push it out. Sent down low. To the far side. Delaney on 17 battle. Pops loose to 11. 11 takes a shot. Deal with the save. Rebound. Cleared away by Brennan. Up to Delaney. That's high elbow, but no worries. And sending the puck down the ice is Hemula. .105 left in the man advantage for the Knights. Black sees it, puts it right into 11, comes back to him, goes from Gray up to Peterson Shaw. Peterson Shaw coming in. It's dropped back to Coleman. He read it, bounces off him, goes into the corner. Now up the near side for the Knights. Cross-ice pass, looking for number, I think that's 6. He's dancing in, high shot, Thiel with the save. And it's in his blocker, so the Crushers can't play. Well, the whistle goes with 2 minutes left in the third period, 32 seconds left in the Knights' man advantage. Crushers take the puck and rip it into their own bench. And let's see, the Knights win the face-off. Pass from the point now to 16 with the shot. Deal with the save off the blocker. O'Keefe's going to take it, get it out to the neutral zone. Comes up the right side. Knights put that deep. Brennan picks it up. Thrown out in front, Lidovchenko knocks that away. Crushers back to full strength. 15 has that for the Knights, thrown down low. 7 picks it up. Tries to go short side. Thiel pokes that away and then picks it up. .112 left in your third period. Timeout, Crushers. Face-off will be near side in the Crusher zone. Knights win the face-off. That's a quick stick or blocker save by Deal. Gray picks it up. Near side for Hamila. Less than a minute to go in the third period as Gray tries to go out the wide side into the feet of Stoika. Here comes Brennan. Drop. Hamila. There's the slap shot. Tipped on, blocked in front. And the Knights are going to clear the zone. Icing called with 30 seconds left in the third period. Pressure's empty, or net is empty. Got the extra attacker on. Right centerman tossed and replaced. Crushers win the faceoff, comes back to the point. Here's Brennan with it. Right side to Gray. Gray checked on the play. Stopped at center by Brennan. Far side, here comes Black. Black fires it on net. Knights. Trying to move it around the far side. 10 seconds to go in the game. Here's Brennan with it. Going out. Throws it out in front, tipped, and it goes through the slot to the far side. And the Knights come away with this one. That's going to wrap it up for the Crusher Desert Classic. Everybody in the H group gets a win. We'll line up, do handshakes, player of the game, and then we'll get out of here. Working the camera all weekend long, and a great big thanks to her, Sonia and Adon. My name's Curtis Bykowski. It's been a pleasure bringing the games to you this weekend. We're going to do it one more time this season in Calgary. And that's coming up in about 2 weeks, I think, right? It's June 6th. Thereabouts. All right. Player of the game for the Canada Crushers. Number 94, Gray Stoika. And for the Vegas Junior Golden Knights, number 12. It's hard to say, he has a shirt tucked in. Thanks for tuning in all weekend, folks. It's been a pleasure. Everybody have a safe trip home. We'll see you back on the ice in Edmonton.